Well, as you can see with the breaking news at the bottom of your screen, the Civil Aviation Authority has decided not to lift that suspension of the British Airways and Kulula flights. It's happening indefinitely now, this after engine failures and malfunctions and landing gear malfunctions in the past month. Let's go to Heidi Giokos, who is at the OR Tambo International Airport for us. Following that story, Heidi, in an hour's time, the CEO very confident that their flights will be able to take to the skies again. This is not going to happen. How are the people behind you feeling about this news?
Yes, indeed, Masako, it's very loud here, so I'm going to try and respond to you. But there is a lot of pandemonium here at OR Tambo International Airport after it was told to passengers that Kulula and British Airways would resume flights at midday. As you rightfully say, the CEO indicating that they have given all the documentation to the Civil Aviation Authority for them to decide whether or not they will lift the suspension. But in a statement that has just been dropped by the Civil Aviation Authority, they can confirm that it is now indefinitely suspending Comair pending the operator addressing all findings and communication by the regulator. They went through all the documentation, but they are still not satisfied, especially when it comes to safety precautions. I want us to quickly read, we've actually got a passenger here, but I want us to quickly read a very important part. It says the regulator has raised 3 level 1 findings, the 1 level and 1 level 2 finding. In terms of the oversight philosophy of the regulator, a level 1 finding is an outcome which poses an immediate risk to safety and security, and it must be closed with immediate effect, and a level 2 finding must be closed within 7 days. So huge security concerns here after 2 malfunctions in a span of 2 months. But we are joined by a passenger here. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Maybe just give us your name and surname and tell us what you are experiencing here, where were you supposed to fly to, and what you have been told.
Okay, my name is Mike. What I'd like to say is the civil aviation is also to be blamed because they knew this problem from a long time ago. They were supposed to give them time so that they can also inform their travelers. Not just to say, you woke up one morning and just say, from this time you are no longer flying your flights. Already they knew this problem from a long time ago. Why didn't they give them a warning so that they can fix whatever they're supposed to fix? Then it won't inconvenience everyone else. Some of people, they're coming from far away. They don't even have money to go back where they're supposed to go. Because they knew they're going to go to another destination.
So what's your plan now? Where were you supposed to fly to? What are you going to do?
Now we'll have to hear from the British Airways. We have to hear what they have to say, all the costs, what is going to happen. If it was possible, they were supposed to change people from this flight to other flights so that it won't inconvenience anyone.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time. We wish you all the best. I think a lot of passengers here are frustrated. I'm going to ask Heidi Giokos to just show you how hectic it is here at the airport. You're seeing officials from Comair trying to communicate to passengers what the situation is. Very unhappy passengers, Masako, as one can imagine, given the fact that they were told by midday flights would possibly resume, and now you have a situation where they have been told flights are not going to resume because the Civil Aviation Authority is not yet satisfied with the documentation that has been handed over to them by Comair. So it's going to be a very tricky one. You have long queues at various other airlines check-in points because people are trying to get onto other flights.
And of course, Heidi, just tell us a bit quickly about those other planes and airlines that have assisted, that have decided to assist those passengers. For instance, the South African Airways taking people to areas such as Cape Town, I believe.
Yes, so we do understand that Comair had to, of course, reach out to South African Airways, the national carrier, to provide charter flights for those who were supposed to have booked on Kulula and British Airways to assist and facilitate flights. But what's important here is that there's only so much that South African Airways can do. They don't have as many aircraft, and they, of course, have their own flights that they need to manage. But we do understand, according to the CEO, that SAA has facilitated a flight from Johannesburg to Cape Town. But I think a lot more is going to happen here, and perhaps other airlines will have to be brought on board to assist, because even if people try and book on other airlines, those airlines already have their own passengers, so a lot of them are fully booked. We spoke to one passenger here who says that the flights prices have increased significantly since the suspension of Kulula and British Airways, because now there is a demand and people are trying to scramble to get onto other airlines. So it's going to be extremely challenging, and as I mentioned before to you, Masego, the airport is extremely busy. You have seen hundreds of people coming through to try and get to their various destinations because of the inconvenience that this suspension has caused.
All right, Heidi Giokos at OR Tambo International Airport. Let's leave it there for now. Quite a pandemonium, as you heard Heidi describing it there at OR Tambo. Let's hope those passengers are able to be taken to their homes.